they started to jump it. And it was actually pretty funny to watch because as you can see,
that bro, that's I can't talk. That freaking ant is a gangster, bruh. Come on, man. What's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we watching 1,000 ants versus Black Widow. I'm on the ant side. Drop down who y'all think gonna win down in the comment section below. Let's get to it.
had to fight a Black Widow, what would actually happen? Would the spider's venom come out on top, or would the sheer number of ants overwhelm her? Well, in this video, I'm gonna test ants against that and tons of other interesting scenarios to see how strong ants really are. The only problem is I don't have 1,000 ants. Thankfully, I found this website that sells just that. And the coolest thing is
$300 for 1,000.
We might actually get something really good.
For 1,000 ants.
$300. Let's just add this to the cart.
Kind of crazy.
And I bought the most expensive shipping option to make sure the ants would arrive without any dying during the shipping. Oh, I am so excited. As long as I get
I don't think those ants survived that. I don't think those ants survived that. Come on, man. Let's keep it a buck. Look how broken that box looks right now. UPS or USPS priority mail, they did not prioritize that box. Come on, bro.
It's gonna be so fun to watch these go against a Black Widow and everything else I have planned for them. Anyways, I brought them to the recording area and opened up the package, and I was kind of surprised by what I found. No, are they in here? Oh my gosh, okay, there actually is like 1,000. Okay, at least I didn't get scammed. Since they were in a pill bottle, I couldn't really get a good look at them, so I got a clear container and dumped them all inside. Instantly, you can now see the true scale of what 1,000 ants actually looks like. And at least, I mean, I think it's 1,000. I'm not counting all these guys. And after analyzing the species, I realized that these
$300 for 1,000 ants? Bro, I don't want that.
Which are equipped with venomous stingers and massive mandibles, meaning yes, this was actually going to be a very interesting video with everything I was going to test.
Now,
for these 1,000 ants to be able to fight a Black Widow, we first need to get them in a nest. And well, everyone say hello to the Terra jar. It's like Terra Green, except I replaced the green with a jar. Anyways, let me go and dump all these guys in here. Be free, everyone. This is way bigger than that tiny pill.
That might be 1,000.
Right away, you could see the ants starting to move around on top of the soil. They might be thinking that this isn't enough space for
Did they have Cheetos in there too?
Well, it actually is, because this is specifically designed for the ants to dig out tunnels all along the sides of the glass. And as the video progresses, we're gonna see their nest get crazier and crazier. And yeah, most of the ants were kind of going crazy trying to climb up the glass, but after leaving them alone for only a few hours, you could see they were already starting to construct their tunnel system. Each of the worker ants would pick up singular grains of sand from the tunnels, walk up to the surface, drop the sand, and go back down to repeat the process.
Shout out to them.
And when you have 1,000 ants, you can see they dig out a pretty good amount in only just an hour of this time-lapse footage. Oh yeah, it's sick to see the ants already starting to build their nest, and it should be fully dug out by the end of the video. Anyways, as you know, I'll be putting these guys to the test against a Black Widow. But before then, I have all of these different training activities.
Really is a Black Widow spider? How strong is a Black Widow? I don't know. I've only heard of Black Widows. I never heard of them killing nothing for real. I just heard of them being like mad venomous, but that's about it. Let's see though.
Activities to prepare the ants for the final spider boss. Second up, we're gonna see how fast they can take down some prey. Yup. We've got a cricket. Oh my gosh, crickets hate me, and sorry buddy, you are gonna be, well, I guess you guys will just see what's about to happen. And well, right after dropping the cricket in, literally within like a nanosecond, the ants were swarming it. I thought it would only take like a couple minutes, but no, this cricket was already pinned down, getting venom injected into him. As I said earlier, each of these ants is equipped with a venomous stinger that is obviously not super deadly to humans, but to crickets, when there's like 20 ants repeatedly stinging you, you're kind of done for. Yep, the ants don't play around when there's a threat near their nest, and you can see over the next 30 minutes, the cricket stayed completely surrounded by the ants. And I'm guessing they already started to rip its antennas off and stuff to get a tasty meal to spread with the rest of the colony. Dang, that was cool to watch. Anyways, it's getting late, so I think I'm gonna go and put this bucket on top of the ants so it's dark for them. I'm gonna go to sleep, and hopefully when I wake up, there's gonna be tons more tunnels. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. And over those next 10 hours, the ants made their tunnels so much larger and more intricate than before. And on the back, they even had tunnels all the way down at the bottom, with ants actively walking about the whole system. Anyway, ants, it's 8 a.m., and that means it's time. As you can see, the alarm's going off. It's time for challenge number 3.
What is it? A beetle?
More. For this training, I have to pick up one unlucky ant and transport him to the ant lion pit. If you don't know what an ant lion is, well, this is it. It's just a tiny little bug that has actually evolved over millions of years to be an expert expert at taking down ants.
I was finna say, that
Basically, when
bug
you go
don't look
put them
that
on
bad.
the floor, they start to dig themselves under the ground, and then they just go around digging. And I have 9 more of these guys, which I spread across the whole tank. And as you can see, they all dig around, making these little lines in the ground. But
Okay.
after waiting a few hours, you can see that each of the
setting up
ant lines had
traps.
actually dug out their own little pits in the ground.
I see
and
'em.
when an ant walks into the bottom of them,
He's
they're
done.
basically cooked. All right, ant, I'm gonna put you right at
Dang,
the start.
bro.
And at the end, I'm gonna put some breadcrumbs so you can bring back to the colony if you survive this. And without further ado, I let the ant loose.
Bro just got that ant as a test subject. That's crazy, bro. Bro is just minding his own business in his colony. You know what I'm saying? Digging out holes, creating his world. Now he's here for a test subject. He doesn't know what's coming to him. He think he finna get a piece of bread. He think, I don't know, bro. He's done for, bro. He's done. I didn't mute.
He started to explore around the sand area. He had no idea that he was constantly walking near these pits of death. And eventually he took a wrong step and stumbled inside of one. These pits are specifically designed to make the ants trip into them. But the ant lion at the bottom must have been sleeping or something, because nothing happened and the ant was just able to walk out. But if you look closely, this caused the ant lion to wake up. He was now active and armed, with his mandibles now throwing up sand in case the ant walked in again. And over the next few minutes, the ant did just that. He kept walking inside of the pit.
Why is he doing that, though? Come on, man. That ant know what's going on, bro. Why he keep walking inside of the pit, testing his patience, bro? He testing them, bro, because ain't no way, dog.
But the ant lion just could never quite snap on the ant at the right time.
He playing with him,
well, that
bro.
was until this. You see, this is paused footage, but basically if we unpause it, you can see exactly.
Right. This is paused footage. That was not necessary to say, bro. Basically, if we unpause, come on, bro.
Exactly what happens
This can't
when an
be
ant
real.
lion gets a
I'm
hold of
getting
the
sick
ant.
and tired of this
Ant
dude.
lion
This dude be getting on my nerves every single video, bro. He got something going on every video, bro.
started to bring the ant underground, and within a few seconds, it was like there was never anything even here. I thought it was over, and you could tell by the sand moving that the ant was getting pulled further and further underground. But all of a sudden, I saw this. A little bit of the ant's head had poked out of the ground. He somehow was fighting back, and must have been using its stinger to try and escape. I immediately rushed back and recorded with my other camera, and what I saw was so weird. The ant had somehow made it out from under the sand, but it wasn't trying to escape. In fact, it was using its front legs to try and dig back under the ground.
Interesting.
Whoa, what the heck? Why is this ant digging like a dog? He's literally using his front legs to dig in the sand where he almost just got killed. Bro, this guy's crazy. Nah, bro, if you want to be eaten by an ant lion that bad, I will gladly put you right there. Have fun, buddy.
Right after putting him in this pit, this ant lion also woke up and eventually snapped at the ants. And it once again started to pull him underground.
Come on, man. Get him,
miraculously, this ant was able to fight back once again.
He chose the wrong ant, bro. This is the main character of the story. He chose the main character. This ant is not going out without a fight, bro. Come on, man.
And
he good.
Somehow broke free.
He
immediately ran out of the hole and
he
straight over to the breadcrumbs to claim his prize. Nah, this ant tricked me to have me move him closer to the bread.
I ain't gonna lie, this is ant playing chess, bro. Come on, man. This ant playing chess, bro, still playing checkers, bro.
He somehow won the challenge.
Nah, bro, there is something up with these ants. I'm being
Nah, they smart.
How on earth did he escape the ant lion pit over here? And how on earth did he escape this one and then know to go to the bread? And now he's trying to bring bread back to the colony.
Yo.
Bro, well played. You survived.
Yeah, put him back.
And all the bread back to the colony.
There you go. My dog out here doing it, bro. He out here doing it, bro. Shout out to my dog, bro.
So I brought it all over to the nest, and the entire colony was clearly super excited.
The whole crew get to eat now, bro. That's lit, dog.
All swarmed the bread and started taking little pieces of it underground. Anyways, I went and waited a few hours and came back to find the nest even bigger once again. The ants still are not done with their training sessions, and next up, we gotta see if they can survive some Venus flytraps for some food. So I immediately picked up some of the workers to bring them to the flytrap minefield.
They gotta get that last ant, man. That last ant was going crazy.
Completely decked out with tons of Venus flytrap plants.
For the food on this obstacle, we got a gorilla. I'm just kidding. I don't know why it's packaged in this. Basically,
that wasn't gorilla, all right. We knew what that was. If you know what type of package that is, y'all know what type of package that is, bro. bro.
What it is just a bunch of oats, and I'm just gonna
okay.
feed these to the ants. Let's put.
Nah,
them
he
inside.
replaced it.
You see, each Venus flytrap has these
replaced
tiny little
those.
trigger hairs inside of them, and when something touches them, it causes them to close. And if I carefully put the oats in between the hairs without hitting any of them, I can basically just put the food in here, which will make the ants have to carry them out. But it was actually pretty hard to get the oats perfectly inside, so I ended up just spreading the oats everywhere around the tank.
All right, let's see how the ants do in here. I have
All right,
a
let's
feeling
see.
they're not gonna do too well, but yeah, we'll see.
Immediately, the ants had
Bro,
started
got
to
no
swarm out
faith
the
in them
tube that I
ants.
put them in, and they were probably really confused of
I got faith in y'all though.
why they were all just transported away from their nest. And for a little while, they kind of just walked around, investigating their new
started digging
environment.
their own.
That was until a couple minutes later, where this
Okay.
first ant walked up to a Venus flytrap plant. He probably
Okay.
had no idea that these plants were basically alive
he's
and
done.
wanted to eat him whole.
He's
Thankfully,
done.
though, this guy was able to walk
Okay.
out of the plants without triggering any of the traps. However, a few minutes later, this ant walked up to another one of the plants, and well, this time all I'll say is
His
he
leg
wasn't
got
as lucky.
trapped.
Surprisingly, he wasn't super attracted to the oats, but it did seem like he may have been attracted to the traps themselves. You see, Venus flytraps create a very
nah,
thin
he got
layer
it.
of nectar around
Okay,
the
I
lip
see.
of the jaws to lure insects in. And eventually, this ant ended up, well, walking into one, hitting a trigger hair, and just like that, he was now
Dang.
stuck inside of the jaws.
Yeah, he
As you
done-
can
he
see,
gone.
the ant was
He
just
can't
walking
get out.
around inside trying to escape, and he had no idea what to do. Too bad for this guy. This trap is going to release a type of acid over the next few days to basically just
Yeah,
turn him
he
into
ate.
some nutrients to make the plant even stronger. Now, interestingly enough,
I wonder why as a kid, bro, I thought Venus flytraps was finna be the worst thing known to man, bro. I thought Venus flytraps was like that, bro, when it came to plants, bro. I actually thought the teeth was sharp when I was a kid, bro. Along with freaking with quicksand. Why did I think I was finna run into quicksand as a kid, bro? I thought I was finna run into quicksand all the time, bro, coming up as a kid, bro. I ain't never seen quicksand a day in my life. Maybe like once or twice. I think I seen it once. But, bro, what was we thinking?
pretty much all the ants I had put inside were staying away from the traps and were all grouped up around this corner. In fact, they were actually starting the
They having a
process
party
of
or
digging
something.
some more tunnels. Nah, these ants still think they're in the nest. They're just trying to dig. Well, I mean, I guess it's pretty smart if you're not getting eaten by the traps. Because over the next 20 minutes, only one single ant came across another Venus flytrap. This guy. Let's call him
Yeah.
Larry. Now, Larry is a daredevil because he was walking all over the jaws of
The darker ants usually are the daredevils, though, bro. Think about it. The darker ants, the only light-skinned ant got caught. The other ant, he was a darker ant. He survived. He crawled all up in the mouth and survived. And this one better survive too, bro, after all this talking.
all of these plants, absolutely
Okay.
risking it for the biscuit. But eventually, Larry's luck ran out.
No,
because of this
Larry!
happened. The jaw had closed on
No!
him, leaving half of his body stuck
Larry!
out of it. But this was actually pretty good for Larry, because it means he had a chance to escape.
He did.
Using all of his strength,
Come on,
which,
Larry.
albeit is not very much, he tried pushing himself out of the
that a
jaws.
spider?
But the trap is designed to just get tighter and tighter as time
Nah,
goes on,
Larry
meaning
got
this
it, bro.
ant was doomed. Well, not actually, because I kind
Larry
of felt
got
bad
it,
for
bro.
Larry, so I cheated nature and used my tweezers to open the trap. I safely got Larry out and brought him back to the rest of the colony.
Larry
Anyways,
got
that
a
training
story
actually
to
went
tell when
really
he get
well.
back to the
Every single
crib.
ant survived except one. So I brought them all back to the nest and gave the whole colony a bunch of these little gorilla oats to show my support. As you can see, it didn't take long for some of the ants to start moving the oats down to their intricate tunnel systems. And speaking of these tunnel systems, the last training session I'm putting these ants through before
Water.
the Black Widow is a flood simulation. Yeah,
They
I'm
tryna
flooding this
flood.
ant nest.
Well, kinda, because if I actually flooded this thing, it would kill every single ant. So instead, I've got this thing called the Little Dripper, which as you can
Okay.
see, drips some water droplets very
Right.
slowly.
Yeah, it might seem
Captain
kind of lame,
Obvious here.
but this little bit of water should be enough to eventually collapse part of the ants' tunnel system. And if it does collapse, if they can fix it quickly, it means they would have passed all my training missions, and that means they're ready for the Black Widow. So I immediately started to drop the little droplets of water. And initially, the ants were very confused. Some of the
drinking it.
droplets were hitting the ants and making them get completely drenched in water.
I thought
But
it
to
was
my
drinking it.
surprise, it almost seemed like the ants wanted to get
Yeah, it
wet.
looked like they
because
drank
more
it.
and more of the ants started to gather around where the water was dropping, and eventually a whole pile of ants was getting completely soaked by
I wonder
it.
what
See,
they
ants
doing.
are amazing in their ability to work as a team, and in the wild, if a real flood occurred, a massive ant colony
Oh, so they're like blocking the water from hitting the nest. That's what it looks like.
would literally join together to make a raft out of their bodies. And that way the
That's
important stuff like the
crazy.
queen and eggs could stay on the top and stay dry to ensure the
That's
future
actually
of the
smart.
colony. And And on a
These
mini
ants
scale,
look
this
good.
is sort of what the ants are doing here. They're joining together to make a shield out of their bodies that will prevent the water from getting into their tunnels where all the eggs are stored.
Wow, ants are actually amazing.
I was totally expecting these tunnels to just collapse from the water.
Ants might be one of the best insects, not gonna lie. If y'all can name a better insect than an ant, let me know down in the comment section below. I don't know a better insect than an ant. Besides a bee. I feel like bees are better insects than an ant. But they can compete with each other though.
But it seems like ants have literally evolved to do pretty much anything. I'll remove this water. I don't want to do any more harm. You guys prove to me you're very capable.
They
Man, that little
instantly took
drip.
down the cricket, somehow escaped the ant lions, survived the Venus flytraps, and even survived a flood. And throughout that process, they managed to build an awesome nest with a thriving colony.
It is safe to say these ants are ready for my black widow.
Let's see
Now,
what it's hitting
This is
on.
actually my
I
last
genuinely
black
feel
widow
like it's
because
finna
all
kill
the
it,
other ones
bro.
from my other videos have escaped. Yeah, don't tell my mom.
But anyways, I went and put the Black Widow in a container so you guys could get a good look at it. And as you can tell, it has that insane, iconic red hourglass abdomen.
This thing
Wait,
on my face,
wait,
bro.
sorry. This is my pet robot Black Widow. This is not the real
Right.
one. Here is the real Black
Okay.
Widow.
That
As you can
thing
tell,
look
it's
kinda crazy.
extremely creepy, and under
That
its
thing
glossy
looks
black abdomen is where the
crazy,
red
bro.
hourglass is located. These guys have an insane amount of venom, so if it even bites a single ant, it's safe to say it's gonna be a goner. Anyways, here is the tank where the final battle will take place.
gotta
I
watch
went and
that
put a
guy
few
get
sticks
bit
in
by
my
a Black
backyard,
Widow.
then I put in the
y'all know
Black
what I'm
Widow.
talking about,
Immediately,
y'all know
she
what I'm
started climbing all over the sticks.
look how he's-
and I went
look how
and
she
waited a little
climbing.
while while she sort of settled in and found a nice spot to rest. Once she did, I went to the ant nest, scooped a good amount of the workers into a tube so we could get this battle started.
Let's get these ants in here. Let the games begin!
Immediately, the ants started to run out of the tube and down onto the sand. When pretty
that
much
Black
all of the
Widow
ants
at?
had made it down to the sand, some started to make their way over to the Black Widow, which was just perched right above them on the sticks. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty impatient guy, and I couldn't bear to wait for the battle to start. So I literally picked up the stick
bring the
myself to
Black
bring
Widow
the
to
spider
them.
down to the ants. Immediately, the spider
Okay.
started to run around, and none of the ants really noticed besides this guy.
oh.
That kind of bit the spider's leg or something and scared it away. The spider tried to escape as fast as it could by climbing
they
the
can't
glass,
climb
but it was
glass,
too
huh?
slick. Once a few other of the ants had noticed the Black Widow was on the ground, they started to jump it. And it was actually pretty funny to watch, because as you can see,
That bro, that's I can't talk. That freaking ant is a gangster, bruh. Come on, man.
there's barely any ants, and the spider was so scared, trying to run away at full speed. Bro, you're like the most venomous spider in the world. Why are you not just
Running.
fighting back? And yeah, a couple of the ants just kind of continued to terrorize the Black Widow. But the thing is, all of the rest of the ants
running,
were kind
bro.
of just doing their own thing at the other side of the enclosure.
I'm
I
telling
had to
y'all,
make this more
ants like
interesting,
that, bro.
so I had a better plan. I went and picked up all of the ants to bring them back to the nest.
All right, well, I got the Black Widow.
gonna put
from
the Black
tank.
Widow in the nest?
The title did say 1,000 ants versus Black Widow. Let's
Right,
actually
come on,
put
give
this
us
to the
what we
test
want.
against 1,000 ants.
And well, I dropped the spider
Yeah, he's
inside,
done.
and it immediately started going crazy,
He's done.
running everywhere.
Come on,
and
bro.
obviously, the ants
You should have known them ants was gonna take that Black Widow out, bro. Come
did
on,
not act
man.
kindly. Every single worker
It's
went
dead.
on red alert mode and jumped onto the
dead.
spider, grabbing her with their mandibles and repeatedly stinging it over and over. As you saw with the cricket,
Dang.
ants do not mess around with stuff
They
in
don't
the nest.
play.
And to my surprise, the Black Widow did not even get a chance to fight back. It's
Yeah, I was
actually
gonna
pretty
say it's
crazy
done.
how quickly the ants had pinned it down and started to devour it. And yeah, well, that's literally all that happened. And
Yeah,
that
it's
should
done.
answer your question of
It's
who
gonna
wins
bring
in a
them
fight.
down to the
1,000
nest now.
ants
They
definitely
tearing his
win.
leg
And they
off and
basically
stuff.
beat everything. There's a reason why ants are the secret king of the animal kingdom, because there's
facts.
quadrillions of ants around the world.
Oh, one final thing. I have an important message to all the kids and families and parents watching out there.
What's that?
Because the new Terror Green activity book.
Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching the video, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, man. And I want y'all to do me a favor and drop a like on this video. Please drop a like, please. I need it. I need the like. I need the subscription. Drop a like, subscribe, and drop a comment too, man. I love talking to y'all in the comments. I read all my comments. Not that I'm getting a lot, but I be reading all of them. So without further ado, man, appreciate y'all for watching the video.